You're listening to the Back Porch Talk podcast. Danny and Jason had many discussions and debates on the back porch while making pivotal investment moves with assets. That's right, with trading cards. They welcome you to the back porch and right into those discussions about current sports news with a fresh and unique twist. So come on and join us. Welcome to the Back Porch Talk podcast. I'm your coach, Jason.
She calls Danny.
And we got a full show for you today. But first, y'all know what to do. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let the algorithm. Full show for you today. A little NFL, a little MLB, a little Formula One, and a little bit about the NBA. But first, Danny, right into the NFL where week one happened. And a whole lot has happened to the point where Thursday night, the opener, Eagles against the Cowboys. Eagles prevailed 24-20. Jalen Hurts had a game for you. 2 touchdowns running, 14 carries, 62 yards. Threw the ball pretty well. Dak Prescott, 21 for 34, 188 yards. But man, Eagles goes ahead and they go ahead and win this game, man. The big question was the running game or a run defense of the Cowboys. You know, Jerry indicated that they needed to stop the run.
Mm-hmm.
Thus, the reasoning for the trade. Well, Eagles ran all over them, man. 158 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Saquon has 60 of those 158 yards. As I mentioned, Jalen 62. I'm not gonna mention the Cowboys, man, until they're really relevant, man. Let's just be real. I can't remember the last time that the Cowboys were relevant. What say you, Danny, about this game?
Well, Jason, the Cowboys did come out. Javonte Williams ended up scoring 2 touchdowns on the ground. And you just didn't know what to expect. Dak Prescott was coming off his injury from last year. He actually looked pretty good, I thought, from the hamstring injury he had. But then there was a lightning delay in
Mm-hmm.
this game, and I thought that just threw the whole momentum of the game off because it was back and forth. It was very intense. And then once that storm hit, man, it just like the bottom fell out of the game. It was a good game for Philly to steal because after that lightning, they really didn't do much at all. And
Mm-hmm.
in the game too, AJ Brown only had a catch, for 8 yards. Devontae Smith didn't do much. So it was a game that Jalen Hurts, won with his legs on that side of the ball. And then you had the whole spitting incident at the beginning of the game
Oh,
off
man,
the
come
rip.
on, man.
So there's a lot going on in this game, but it was a great game until the Lightning paused the game, and then after that, nothing really happened after. So good win for the Eagles though to sneak that one out.
And the very next day, Danny, the Kansas City Chiefs against the LA Chargers down in Brazil. And so looks like the NFL just trying to have every day as a day of NFL, I guess, man. But
Hmm.
a long way for both teams to travel, especially LA and LA in week 2, traveling to Las Vegas. So this a long haul, and that could be a reasoning why the Friday game. But the Chargers prevail, man. You thought that the Chiefs were going to have that last second drive to win it, but man, the Chargers went ahead and puts a stop to that. 318 yards passing the ball by Justin Herbert, 3 touchdowns. It's something a little bit different about the Chargers, in my opinion. It seems like they finally are really, sticking to their guns and they have an identity. So Kansas City, Xavier Worthy goes out with an injury. Looks to be a shoulder injury there, and so there's no telling how long he's going to be out. So there was some adjustments at halftime for Kansas City Chiefs on that front, but nonetheless, man, the Chargers goes ahead and win it. Danny, real quickly, there were a couple of games that I wanted to note here for this week one. There's a whole lot of games actually, but one game I want to highlight is Steelers against the Jets. One because you have two coaches, one who has been a head coach for a while, and one that just started. And so I found this game to be intriguing, but also love him or hate him. Aaron Rodgers, man, used to play for the Jets, got put out basically. Steelers takes him in, signs a 1 year deal. It throws for 4 touchdowns, 244 yards, man. It seemed like Aaron Rodgers, not necessarily old, but you saw some oomph from Aaron Rodgers. So Steelers prevail 34-32 on that front. Also, the game that I want to highlight, Danny, is that of the Lions and Packers. My Packers, they go ahead and do it 27-13 against the Lions. What a home opener. 19 carries, 66 yards, 1 touchdown by Josh Jacobs. He extends the streak of touchdowns to 9. And so just a good performance by the Packers, man. Jordan Love only throws for 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, but very efficient, 16 for 22. And the receivers caught the ball, Danny. You know, I was really, really interested to see how these receivers are going to really go ahead and do it, man. And they caught the ball for the most part. 27-13, and this was definitely the premiere, the opening here too of none other than Michael Parsons, where he actually gets a sack. And so a good start for the Packers. And then lastly, Danny, the game that I really want to highlight here is that of the Buffalo Bills against the Baltimore Ravens. And man, I watched this game last night and I was just shocked to see what happened here, man. The comeback of ages. Uh, and Derrick Henry, man, he had a game. We're talking about 18 carries for 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, man. And he looked fast, fast. And Lamar Jackson, 6 carries, 70 yards. He also threw the ball for 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, runs for a touchdown. And Danny, let me just say, the fumble by Derrick Henry obviously was pivotal. But man, a 1 point victory in this season being the last season in the Buffalo Bills Stadium. Josh Allen throws for 394 yards, 2 touchdowns. What a game. What say you, Danny, about NFL week number 1?
Well, Jason, just to add to that Buffalo Baltimore game, Baltimore 3:59 left was up 15. And it was just poor execution. Time clock management. It was just a lot of things going on. And then the field goal right before half, where it was a second left, that came out to be huge for Buffalo. Uh, where I think it was Kincaid or somebody, they fell out of bounds, and Baltimore thought it was halftime. They called them back out there, and then Buffalo closed 20-13. But man, you talk about a great game on Sunday night where you couldn't go to sleep. I'm like, man, I thought it was over, and then I'm like, nah. And lo and behold, King Henry fumbles,
Mm-hmm.
and Buffalo took full advantage of multiple opportunities that were given by Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So good game there. And then on your Packers, Detroit looked bad. It's hard to say you don't have that overreaction for week 1, but with Ben Johnson being gone, their offensive
Mm-hmm.
coordinator, there are a lot of changes there that they just didn't look good. They had no flow on offense
Mm-hmm.
to
No,
be basically what I saw. And you got to contribute some of that to the Packers defense, obviously, right? Because they're putting Gary and those dudes are
that
putting pressure on the edges, and
that
and
D
golf is
line
not
and the
the
edges, man.
and golf is not the most mobile guy. So that
Mm-mm.
they just didn't look good. So we'll see if they can bounce back. Like I said, that's just game 1. My Falcons do what the Falcons do: start off great, fall apart, come back, and lose at the. So real quick, Bijan starts the game off with a 50-yard touchdown reception from Michael Penix.
Mhm.
Defense is playing great. I thought in the first half, though, the Falcons dropped a couple interception opportunities that could have sealed this game that cost them in the end. But anyway, Baker Mayfield throws a touchdown at the end of the game, 23-20. They missed the extra point. We drive down. Younghoe Koo, opportunity to tie it, wide right. So same stuff, different season for Atlanta. So we'll see how they bounce back. Buka looked good, man. Some of the rookies, real quick. He had a great game, 2 touchdowns against us. Cam Ward had a tough start against Denver, 6 sacks. But Tennessee, truth be told, should have won that game. Great start to week one, a low scoring week. So we'll see if there's some bounce back next week. And we got Monday Night Football tonight with the Bears and Vikings.
And that's gonna be a good game. I'm curious to see how the Bears look with new offense, things of that nature. So we'll see there. Vikings, I think they're going to be the Vikings, quite honestly. They're going to compete in the NFC North. So it's good that the Packers, got off to a good start here. Let's see how they finish. The Packers play the Washington Commanders in Lambeau on this coming Thursday, so quick turnaround.
Yep.
But I'm glad that they're able to get this Thursday out of the way quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and not in the middle of a season where a lot can happen, man. So this is, I think, good for the Packers so far. And now, Danny, on to Major League Baseball, where the Brewers, man, let me tell you, they swept the Pirates. They continue to have right now, a 7.5 game lead on Chicago Cubs. Let's say 6.5 game lead on the Philadelphia Phillies in the NL Conference. And so, again, we just need the Brewers to go ahead and win 2 out of 3. Just win the series, man. But win every game. Let's just win the series so that way we can hold on to the lead here, get home field advantage, possibly throughout. And man, that would just bode well for the Brewers, in my opinion. What say you, Danny?
Yeah, big sweep by the Brewers this weekend against the Pirates. Coming up with the rain, they go to Texas, Arlington against the Texas Rangers, who is not they're not a slouch. So that'll be an interesting series. And then you come home and you get the St. Louis Cardinals. So I think great opportunity for the Brewers to keep it going, uh, and hopefully get a good win tonight. 2 out of 3 is the mantra.
And now, Danny, on to a little Formula One, where this past weekend, man, Formula One was in uh, Porsche's backyard, Porsche's backyard, if you will. And the Italian Grand Prix, Max Verstappen, he goes in and takes the Grand Prix, which is a little bit different than what it has been over the past few races. But McLaren goes 2 and 3 with Lando Norris being number 2, Piastri being number 3. Ferrari rounds out top 4 with Charles Leclerc and Sir Lewis Hamilton at number 6. Lewis Hamilton, he did finish 5 in the qualifying rounds, but due to a grid penalty, he got 5 places back. So he started at number 10 on the grid, uh, goes up to number 6. I don't know, Danny. I think this season, it's just all about McLaren, man. It's really about who is going to uh, win between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. And really, truth be told, it seems like Piastri is really out in the lead here. And it's going to be hard for Lando Norris to catch him, in my opinion. He is 31 points down, that being Lando Norris is 31 points down. Unless Piastri has a no finish DNF to his name, I don't see any way that Piastri loses this title. Right now, there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more races to go. And to me, Piastri kind of came from nowhere. He was a threat last year, but the year before, you didn't hear too much about Piastri. It seemed like Lando Norris was supposed to be the one. the next one, Piastri is like, I'm ending all that. So Piastri now is the one who is leading. What say you, Dan, about Formula One?
Strong race by Max Verstappen yesterday. And with McLaren, it was interesting because they had Norris, they had Piastri fall back in the race. And so that was one of the things that caught my eye is the strategy there and what they were trying to do there. Sir Lewis Hamilton raced aggressive yesterday. Like you said, he started back, but he moved up, and he had a couple opportunities to get in the five spot in that race, but it just didn't happen. So it was like I said, a strong race by Max Verstappen. He held on at one. He was fighting them off at the beginning, the McLaren, and more or less took it over. And there was no real competition for him in this race.
Lastly, Danny, this past weekend, the NBA announced its Hall of Fame class or inducted the Hall of Fame class. And you had the likes of Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, Silvio Fowles, and Coach Billy Donovan, referee Danny Crawford, and then contributor Mickey Arison, who is the governor of the Miami Heat. And a very good class, Danny. To me, uh, Melo is definitely going to get in, just purely off of his accomplishments as a freshman at Syracuse, winning the national title, and then really his USA basketball successes. We'll say he went to four different Olympics, three gold medals, so that alone will get him in. Dwight Howard, I mean, all the Defensive Player of the Year awards, things of that nature. Um, and so he was definitely, going to get in there. NBA champion with the Lakers. But for a period of time there, he was a dominant force for the Orlando Magic down low. And I mean, the likes of Sue Bird, Maya Moore, I mean, legends in their own right. I mean, when you think about WNBA basketball or even college women basketball, their names resonated through championships and just straight out great play. Billy Donovan, you know, I think he, in my opinion, got in more so because of his time as a back-to-back champion with the
Mm.
Florida Gators. Um, that was the team with Joakim Noah and others. So I don't see him necessarily as a Hall of Fame coach with the Chicago Bulls or even with the OKC Thunder.
Mhm.
I think this is purely off of his uh, back-to-back title win there. And Danny Crawford, I mean, he's been a known commodity, known referee throughout all these years in the NBA. So a good class. What say you, Danny?
Yeah, it was nothing to argue here with this class. And then you have the Redeem team, the 2008 U.S.
Mhm.
Olympic men's team, where LeBron spoke on Kobe's behalf at the ceremony. But yeah, you look at Carmelo, man, and that's unfortunate for him not to get that NBA title. Because
Mhm.
you talk about having that well-rounded career,
Mhm. Mhm.
uh, that would have been the icing on the cake for him. But it is what it is. But he had a great, like international career, and then as a college freshman, that's where everyone got to find out who Carmelo was, winning that
Mhm.
title with Syracuse. Sue Bird, Maya Moore, legends. UConn. Gino was in the house, and they
Mhm.
gave the shout out, shouts out to him. So you can't deny their greatness. Mickey Arison from the Miami Heat, he's done, man, he's had a lot of success.
Mhm.
And, Pat Riley, he has to contribute a lot of that to Pat Riley, bringing him in and kind of shaping that culture. I know lately, last year or two has, been up and down, but over time, man, they've built something where they're, they're a force no
Mhm.
matter who they brought in, but they always brought in talent. They always tried to have talent represented on the court. So it was a great ceremony, man. Congratulations to all the inductees, and we'll see who comes up next year.
Thank you for joining us at Back Porch Talk Podcast. You can also join us on Twitter by tweeting us at back_podcast. For more information, you can go to our website, which is backporchtalkpodcast.com. You can also email us at backporchtalkpodcast@gmail.com. Again, thank you for joining us, and remember that there's enough hate in the world, so go ahead and spread a little love.